Hello chiffon lovers, welcome to yet another video. This is the part 2 of how to cut a princess bustier. If you've not watched the part 1 on how to cut this, please go and watch it. I'm going to put the link in the description box. So after I cut the pattern, I am adding half an inch to the base just because I didn't add half an inch to it before, which will serve as a joining to whatever I'm going to sew with it. I don't need to add any other allowance to the sides because I've already added all of that to the pattern before I cut it. So I'm just going to cut it, and I make sure I put the material on the fold. Guys, please, your material has to be on the fold. For the other parts, second part of the front, I just added my half an inch as well and cut it. This one doesn't have to be on the fold, it's two pieces. The front is one piece, the first part is one piece rather. Okay, so this is how I cut it, and I've gone ahead to cut for the back, and I also left my half inch allowance. So this is how it turned out. This is the middle, and these are the two pieces, the center, front, and the two pieces at the side. I've gone ahead to also cut my lining for this. I've also gone ahead to iron my paper stay. I use the softest paper stay on this. I just put it, and I'll show you how to. I'll also describe how I did this. I'll make a video on that, but if you know how to do it, it's just for you to place your material on the gum stay or the paper stay and iron it, and then cut the shape out. So here I'm just pinning my side piece to my center front. I'm trying to align it. I don't want any parts to be bulging, so I'm just going to do that carefully. I start from the base, and I will just do that till I get to the top then. So that's it. I'll also do it for the other side carefully. This is how it will be because of the pin. That's why it looks rough. So I'm just going to pin it down. Please, you have to be very careful with this, because after this I will just go to the machine and sew it with half an inch seam allowance. So you just have to make sure that you have pinned it correctly. You have pinned it correctly so that it doesn't move while sewing. If not, you will not like the outcome at the end. So I'm just going to go and sew that, and also do that. I'll also pin it and sew it for my lining as well. So guys, I've sewed it now. I've joined them with half inch seam allowance, and I'm just going ahead to use my scissors to notch that whole seam all the way, so that when I turn it and when I iron it, it will not be bulging. And also I'll cut out any excesses that is there. I've also done the same for my lining. So guys, I've gone ahead to iron it down. You can see how it looks, very neat. So I'm just going to place my lining and my material right sides facing each other, and I'll just align it. I want to sew the neck, so I'm just going to pin it down. I'm going to pin the neck down, the sweetheart neck together. Make sure I align the lining and the fabric together. So I'll just go ahead to the machine and then just stitch that part down. So guys, I've done that. I will also go and notch. Notching makes your clothes flat. When you notch, it's just going to make everything align. It's not going to be bulging or be looking somehow. It's going to be neat. So I've done that. Then I will go ahead to my sewing machine and stitch right on top there on the lining. So now I've done that on the lining, not on the fabric, and this is how it looks. It would be neat, so your material will not be moving. Next, now I'm just going to stitch the sides, join the sides together. I've done that. I'm going to cut out all the excesses, all the excess lining. You might not have any excess lining, but I did, so but you might not. So if you do, please cut it out. Now I'm just going to flip it over to the front. So this is how it looks, looking so nice and neat. Now I'll go ahead to the back. I would sew the darts for the back for both the lining and the main material. So I've gone ahead to do that. Now I just want to join the lining and the back together. So I'll just sew at half an inch at that point, and then I'll flip it over and sew it over the lining. I've gone ahead to also join the sides, and then I'll flip it. I'm also going to cut out any excesses. Guys, please just watch me carefully. Just watch me carefully. You are not going to miss this at all. And now I would flip the material to the right side. So this is how it looks. I also do this for the other piece for the back. So I've done that. I've also gone ahead to iron it. Now I want to join the front and the back together. So my right side facing each other, we're going to join the shoulder we won't join the shoulder neatly. So I'm just going to take the back piece at the front piece. At that point where the lining and the material meets, I will make sure that I'll align them together, and then just use my pin to hold it so that it doesn't move. So that's how I'm doing it. Do it for the second part, so just watch me closely. Sorry, I didn't know that I wasn't showing. Okay, so now you can see it. I'll just make sure that it aligns and I pin it down. So I'll head to my machine and sew it at 1/2 inch at both sides. So guys, this is what it looks like. God, it's so neat. Next, I'm going to join the front and the back together. So I'm just going to get my waist measurement. My waist divided by 4 is meant by 2 is 16.5. Well, I have 17.5 on the material, so I'm just going to mark 0.5 inches at both sides. I also do the same for the bust. Use my bust measurement divided by 4 and mark the point out. I'll also do the same for my bust. And guys, I'll just join the bust point and the waist point together, and I will stitch it down. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you have any questions, do ask me. Thank you.